Hi everyone. Some ideas were just way ahead of their time. You probably all know this 19th century businessman by his most famous invention. But as many of you might not know, he was also the founder of the Edison Portland Cement Company. His patent application said, "The object of my invention is to construct a building of a cement mixture by a single molding operation." It was quite a listing in that. He wanted to pour the walls, floors, partitions, stairs, even the bathtub up to the piano. All of that in a single movement. And that's what he did a couple of times until his company went under. Why is that so? Well, to begin with, a little thing called the Big Depression in the late 1920s, but also and mainly because it was way too complex. The process involved more than 2,000 unique pieces of molds to be installed precisely and afterwards taken apart carefully. Not to mention the labor intensity, which might not have been that much of an issue those days. Besides that, he also had trouble getting the material at the right spot in a consistent quality. If only there were a way to go without all of these moldings, a technique that embraces complexity and that works with a consistent material. Sounds a lot like 3D concrete printing, something we also gave a shot. This video is a much sped up version of our time-lapse video because of our limited time frame. If you want to watch it again, just visit our YouTube channel. So yes, we printed the house, and it was Europe's first two-story printed house. It was entirely printed on site. Camp C is a local government and part of the province of Antwerp, Belgium. Our mission is to stimulate innovation and the transition towards a more sustainable built environment. We were able to realize this beautiful project with the support of the European Fund for Regional Development, and of course also with all of our partners who established this together with us. Let's take a quick look at the timeline of the project. In February 2019, we received a printer from Denmark. We started our journey from there, finding out how it works, lab tests, material tests, designing the house to be printed. And then we actually started printing in November 2019. We printed for 2 weeks in a day shift, and then our students who did the actual printing, they had an exam period, and they started printing again in February 2020. They printed 1 more week, and then the printing was finished. After that, we had a couple more months to get the finishings done, the roof, windows, and so on. And we had the press release at the beginning of July. A couple of figures. Printing speed is 250 millimeters per second. The printer can go up to 40 centimeters per second, but that would require additional safety measures. It took us 15 days of printing, basically 9 to 5, with some much longer and some much shorter days due to technical issues. We won't, but if we were to do it again, it could definitely go a lot faster. The mortar we used is a Weber mortar. Floor surface is 60 square meters, so a small residential dwelling. Maximum height we printed was 8.2 meters, and we only used rebars in the windows pans, a small overhang at the back of the building, and some limited rebar in order to try and prevent shrinkage cracks with limited success. As you might already have noticed, our printer is a gantry printer. The benefit is that this is a simple construction, easy to repair, price is lower than a general robotic printer. It's modular. It has modules of 2.5 meters, so it can be extended in any axis. The setup is quite quick. We took this down because, of course, our house was in the way and installed it on the same site in one day. You can print high volumes, big things without having to recalibrate. It also a big advantage is that we can stop and go. So this hopper right here forms a buffer, so we can print, stop, and continue printing. A big deficit, of course, is that we only have movement on 3 axes, which limits our freedom of movement, and it's less accurate than a general robotic printer. So, was this challenging? Well, yes, but our main takeaway is that the technique is very accessible. We started off more or less as noobs in February 2019, and we printed a house nearly a year later. That says a lot, I think. When we look at these unique benefits of additive manufacturing, I think the biggest challenge in implementing it in construction is a change in design approach. It's all about creativity, creating value instead of cutting costs. With great new projects being launched almost each day, we see a bright future for additive manufacturing within the construction industry. So with that, I would like to conclude and thank you all for listening. For news on our upcoming project, follow us on LinkedIn, on our website, and don't hesitate to get in touch with any suggestions or questions. Thank you.